Once upon a time there was an old woman and an old man. The old woman had a hen, and the old man a rooster. The old woman's hen laid eggs twice a day, and she ate a great many eggs, but she never gave the old man even one. One day the old man lost patience and said, "Look here, old woman, you eat as though you were at Nottingham Goose Fair. Give me a few eggs as well to satisfy my craving at least a little." "Why wouldn't I?" said the old woman, who was terribly stingy. "If you're craving eggs, beat your rooster so that he'll lay, and then you can eat them. That's what I did with my hen, and just look how she lays now." Greedy and gullible, the old man took her at her word and, in his vexation, seized the rooster in a hurry and gave him a good thrashing. "There! Either you start laying, or off you go from my house so you don't waste grain for nothing." The rooster, once he slipped from the old man's hands, fled from home and wandered aimlessly along the roads, and as he was going along, he came upon a little purse with 2 coins in it. No sooner had he found it than he took it in his beak and turned back towards the old man's house. On the way he met a carriage with a lord and some ladies. The lord peered at the rooster, saw the little purse in his beak, and said to his coachman, "Hey, get down and see what that rooster has in his bill." The coachman leapt down smartly from the box, and with a bit of trickery caught the rooster and, taking the purse from his beak, handed it to the lord. The lord slipped it carelessly into his pocket and drove on. The rooster, angered by this, would not let the matter rest, but followed after the carriage crying without cease, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, great gentlefolk, give back the purse with 2 coins." The lord, nettled, when he came alongside a well, said to the coachman, "Here, take this impudent rooster and throw him into that well." The coachman got down again from the box, grabbed the rooster and pitched him into the well. The rooster, seeing this great danger, what was he to do? He began to swallow water, and he swallowed and swallowed until he had swallowed all the water in the well. Then he flew out and again took off after the carriage, saying, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, great gentlefolk, give back the purse with 2 coins." The lord, seeing this, marvelled mightily and said, "Well now, what a devil of a rooster this is! Just wait, I'll give you something to occupy you, you crested, spurred creature." And when he reached home, he told an old crone in the kitchen to take the rooster, throw him into an oven full of live embers, and set a stone slab against the oven mouth. The hard-hearted hag obeyed her master. The rooster, when he saw this gross injustice, began to pour out water. He poured all the well water from his crop onto the embers until the fire was quite put out and the oven cooled. Nay, he made such a flood through the house that the kitchen harridan went mad with spite. Then he gave the slab at the oven mouth a hefty shove, came out safe and sound, flew straight to the lord's window, pecked hard at the panes, and cried again, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, great gentlefolk, give back the purse with 2 coins." "I've really found trouble with this creature of a rooster," said the lord in astonishment. "Coachman, get him off my hands and throw him among the herd of oxen and cows. Perhaps some enraged bull will do for him. Toss him on its horns, and we shall be rid of the nuisance." The coachman again took the rooster and flung him among the cattle. Then the rooster's joy. You should have seen how he began swallowing bulls and oxen and cows and calves until he had swallowed the whole herd, and his belly swelled as big as a mountain. Then he came once more to the window, spread his wings before the sun so that the Lord's house was all in shadow, and began again. "Cock-a-doodle-doo, great gentlefolk, give back the purse with 2 coins." When the Lord saw this new palaver, he near burst with rage, and he knew not what else to do to be rid of the rooster. He pondered a while until an idea struck him. I'll throw him into the money vault. Perhaps he'll gulp down the gold. 1 coin will stick in his throat. He'll choke, and I shall be rid of him." No sooner said than done. He snatched the rooster by a wing and tossed him into the treasure vault. For that lord, with so much coin, no longer knew their number. Then the rooster greedily swallowed all the money, leaving all the chests empty. After that he came out from there, only he knows how and by where, went to the Lord's window and began again. "Cock-a-doodle-doo, great gentlefolk, give back the purse with 2 coins. After all that had happened, the Lord, seeing he could do nothing to him, flung the little purse out to him. The rooster picked it up from the ground with delight, went about his business and left the Lord in peace. Then all the birds in the Lord's yard, seeing the rooster's bravery, followed after him so that you would have thought it a wedding procession and nothing else. And the Lord stood looking askance as the birds went off and sighed, 'Let the bad luck and all the omens go with them. At least I'm rid of the bother. There was nothing clean about this business anyway.' The rooster strutted on, the birds behind him, and he went and went until he reached the old man's house. And from the gate he began to crow, 'Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo.' The old man, hearing the rooster's voice, came out joyfully, and when he cast his eyes towards the gate, what did he see? His rooster was something to frighten a body. An elephant would have seemed to flee beside him, and after him came countless flocks of birds, each one handsomer, more coquettish and more splendid than the last. Seeing his rooster so huge and heavy and surrounded by so many fine hens, the old man opened the gate. Then the rooster said, 'Master, spread a rug here in the middle of the yard.' The old man, quick as a top, spread the rug. The rooster then settled upon it, gave a mighty shake of his wings, and straightway the old man's yard and orchard were filled, besides the birds, with herds of cattle. And on the rug he poured a hill of gold pieces that flashed in the sun and dazzled the eyes. The old man, seeing these great riches, knew not what to do for joy. He kissed the rooster over and fondled him. Just then the old woman came from who knows where, and when she saw such things, the malicious one's eyes sparkled in her head, and she burst with envy. 'Old man,' she said, all shamefaced, 'give me some gold pieces too.' 'Hang your craving on a nail, old woman,' said the old man. 'When I asked you for eggs, do you remember what you answered? Now you go and beat your hen till she brings you gold. For I too beat my rooster, you know at whose instigation, and just look what he brought me.' Then the old woman went into the coop, grabbed the hen, seized her by the tail, and beat her so hard you'd have cried to see it. The poor hen, as soon as she slipped from the old woman's hands, ran off along the road. And as she went, she too found a little bead and swallowed it. Then she quickly ran back home and from the gate began, 'Cluck, cluck, 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 cluck.' The old woman came out delighted to meet the hen. The hen hopped over the gate, scurried past the old woman, and sat herself upon the nest. The old woman ran in haste to see what her hen had done. And when she looked in the nesting box, what did she see? The hen had laid a single little bead. When the old woman saw that the hen had made a mock of her, she seized her and beat her until she beat her to death. And so the stingy, foolish old woman was left utterly poor, reduced to beggary. From then on she could have eaten fried patience in place of eggs, for she had made a fool of herself over the hen, and killed her, though the poor creature was not to blame. But the old man became very rich. He built great houses and fair gardens, and lived in joy and comfort. Out of pity, he took the old woman to mind the hens, while the proud rooster he carried with him everywhere. with a golden necklace round its neck and tiny yellow boots with shining spurs upon its heels, so splendid that one might have taken him for a young noble among cockerels, and surely not a rooster to be made into broth. And that is the end of the tale.